Hello everyone, Eddie here again, and we are back to start working on building out some pages. So first thing I'm going to do is start to build out tank controls here. And this is actually going to be pretty quick compared to some of the other stuff we've done. So in Ignition Designer, I'm going to go to the tank controls view that I have created, which is here at the bottom. Again, I'm going to hit Control and hit my scroll wheel on my mouse to zoom out, and we're going to drag a component into the container. We have our perspective components palette to the right here. If you don't see it, go to View, Toolbar, or Panels, Perspective Components. So for the tank controls, there are 4 things I want. The first is going to be a tank. So I'm going to type in tank. We have our cylindrical tank that can come in here. And again, I like to kind of zoom out just to sort of get an idea of how this is laid out. And then I want to get a thermometer. I'll just start typing in thermometer and drag that in. And then I want to get 2 sliders. So I'll grab a slider and I'll drag one here and I'll drag another one here. Just kind of line them up so they look halfway decent. Not being too terribly picky. I'm going to sort of shrink it down so they're like kind of the same size. And last, I'm going to grab some labels. So I'm going to type in label. You can also just scroll through and look for these, but there's a lot of stuff. So this first one is going to be tank level. And I can just drag that like so. And then I'll go back into perspective components and grab another label and drag that like so. I'm going to call it temperature. I'll move that so it sort of all lines up. Now I'm going to hit Control S to save it. If we go back into here, now we can see that we have this cool bar we can drag in our perspective, but nothing is happening. And the reason is we haven't done any binding, so it's not attached to any tags. And this is where things start to become powerful. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this slider, right click. We're going, or actually, no. I am getting ahead of myself. I'm going to click on the slider, and up here where it says value under props, I'm going to hit this little link. And this is going to create a binding. And we can bind to different things, so properties, expressions, queries, etc. We're going to do a tag binding, and we want to go to the tank level tag. And I want to click bidirectional. If you click bidirectional, it means you have read and write capabilities. Writing means that you're, like, you can think of it as overwriting, like you're changing the value. Reading just means you're getting the value. So I'm going to hit OK. And I want to make sure that I have this full read-write gateway communication allowed button pressed. And I'm going to go ahead and hit this play button here. And that just puts me in simulation mode. And you can see as I move this, the tank level is changing, which is pretty cool. I'm going to hit the stop button. And now I'm going to click on the tank display itself, and I'm going to link the value of that to the same tag, the tank level tag. In this case, I'm not going to press bidirectional because I don't want it to overwrite it. I want my slider to do the writing. This is just going to read it, so I'm going to hit OK. And if I hit the play button here to simulate it, we can raise and lower the tank, which is really cool. And if I want to, I can hit the square, click on this, and it's going to have a warning threshold. I'm going to change that to 80. I'm going to hit Control S to save. And if I go back into here, we can see that now when I get up to 80, it's going to turn red and scary because maybe 80 is too full. Over here, the temperature is still not doing anything. So I'm going to do the exact same thing with the temperature and the thermometer. So I'm going to do the thermometer first. Again, I want to change it to Celsius, or to Fahrenheit. So I'm going to change the unit to F. We can leave it up to 100 degrees just for easy use. I'm not going to stress about this too much. But we want to bind the value, so find the value to the temp tag. We want it to not be bidirectional because it's just going to be reading it, and you can see it's reading the current value, which is 75 degrees. And our slider, we're going to bind the value of that to the temp tag. And we are going to make it bidirectional. And I did not click on it. Then hit OK. And then I'm going to save it. And if we go into here, now we can also adjust our thermometer just as we can adjust our tank level. So now it is responsive and it's really cool. It's also good to just sort of check this out because to me these seem like a little low on the screen. So I'm going to just drag and move them all up a little bit and hit save again. We can see now they're just located a little bit higher up, which I think is a little nicer for our purposes. So that is our tank controls page.